Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today's topic is one that I think everyone can relate to, and also happens to be one of the bigger questions that people ask me, and that's what to keep and what not to keep when you're decluttering. So I first want to start with one of the biggest lessons that I've learned along the way on my decluttering journey, and that's that decluttering isn't about emptying your home. It's about filling it with only the things that truly matter to you. So too often, we focus on what to let go of, what to get rid of, but the real transformation occurs when you learn to carefully and intentionally choose only what you want to keep. So it doesn't feel like sacrifice, and it feels like freedom. So I still remember a really precious Christmas ornament that I almost let go of a few years ago. It wasn't fancy, wasn't expensive. It was actually a small homemade ornament by my then 5-year-old son when he gave that to me. So while I was trying to purge many of my Christmas decorations that year, as I held on to that little ornament, something kind of whispered at me that this was made with so much love and it brings me so much joy, so I kept it. So in every December, when I hang that ornament, it not only reminds me of how proud he was when he gave it to me, but it also reminds me of the freedom of choosing what to keep because of how much something matters to you. So why do we hold on? It is pretty easy to hold on, and that's why we have so much clutter. So some of it comes from guilt and obligation, those gifts that we've received or heirlooms that we've received that we never really liked or we never used or we never will use. And then some of it comes from fear. And those are those things that we hang on to because, of course, we're going to need them someday. So I've learned that much of the clutter that we hold on to isn't just physical. It's also very emotional. So they're the unspoken words or conversations, the anger or the resentment that sits inside of us. So often the outer clutter mirrors that inner clutter. Recognizing this connection is one of the first steps to being intentional about what to keep and what to release. So remember, clutter isn't just in our homes, it's in our hearts, it's in our heads. So clearing space outside will help you clear space inside. So it is important to feel in control. And one of the most empowering lessons that I've learned is this: you are in control of your own clutter. If you're intentionally decluttering, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you get in the habit of asking yourself these two simple questions, you get to decide each and every single time. So the first one is, why am I holding on to it? And the second one is, does it bring me joy, meaning, or usefulness? So for me, creating some small rituals also helped. So holding an item in your hand, reflecting on its story, its meaning, its usefulness, and then intentionally deciding if you want to keep it or you want to let it go. So the goal isn't to rush, it's actually to curate, to be super picky about what you allow to remain in your home. Keep only what you use, love, and need, and let go of the rest. Knowing why you want to let go of that actually gives you comfort, peace, and also it will alleviate the regret. So what to keep? So Martha Stewart wrote a really interesting article recently about 11 things to keep when decluttering. And of course it included, really high quality kitchen tools. But it got me thinking because what I've learned through many decluttering sessions of my own or with countless other people is that the things worth keeping aren't always practical, but they are meaningful and they're things that tell a story. So items that reinforce those traditions, the values that we want to pass on. So I kept a box of my Polish grandmother's handwritten recipes. Every time I cook on one of her favorite recipes, I'm reminded of course, the delicious dinners that she made for our family, but also the stories of what it was like being a little girl growing up in Poland. So I have a keep it rule, and it's pretty simple. If it tells a story that you still want to tell, it's worth keeping. If it weighs you down or it reminds you of a story that you no longer want to tell, then just let it go. So these are some things about what not to keep. This was actually the inspiration for me writing my 4th book. It's called Letting Go, It's 10 decluttering methods that have been tried and true. And I also have 3 additional new methods. So, and that's why I created it. If you are interested in that book, Letting Go, it's in the link below. I've also learned the hard way about what not to keep, that everything doesn't deserve a place in your life or in your home. So here's what I often see. Items that are kept out of guilt or obligation. Those are those family heirlooms that you don't want, you don't need, you don't use. They're items that you will never see the light of day because they're stored in boxes or bins in your basement. And those are those just in case items, or items that no longer fit your lifestyle. And that could be your business suits that you wore long ago, but you haven't worn since. So I've made these mistakes, and that's why I share them with you, because I hope that you don't make them too. So for many years, I held on to my mom's silver service. And that's, if you've never seen one, it's a beautiful large platter silver with teapot and coffee pot and creamer and sugar. So in her lifetime, she would invite her lady friends over and they would have tea and coffee. Well, that was then, and this is now. Bottom line is, I never used it, but I held on to it for many, many years. So finally one day, not that long ago actually, I dropped it off at a senior center that I volunteer at. They loved it, and they're probably using it right now. And that just puts a big smile on my face. So how do you avoid regret? So one of the questions that I get very often is, how do I know I won't regret letting it go? So the answer is probably having so much to do with preparation and also mindfulness. So after you take a short pause to consider letting something go and then offer that item with love. For me, it was my mom's teacups. She had many of them. I gave most of them to my niece, and then I kept a few of them for myself. And that is the way that it worked. You know, I could let go of a few things after considering it, but I wanted to keep a few also. So then there's taking the photos of the meaningful items before you donate them, and then also sharing those stories, whether written or video, about why they meant so much to you. So mom's teacups, because she used them so often, that meant a lot to me to watch her doing that. And then of course I wanted to keep a few of them. So I've also learned how to handle the delicate situations or conversations, like parents donating or giving away a lot of the family treasures without consulting your kids and your loved ones. Now, they might say no, likely they will, but at least you've asked. So make sure that you have a discussion with all of them. Allow each member to keep items that they value and that they feel connected, and it does prevent the resentment, and also it preserves the memories. So then there's the holiday nostalgia and the memories, and that time is coming up because the holidays are almost upon us. So chances are you've accumulated a lot of holiday decorations over the years, and they hold special memories for you of the past holidays and all the family celebrations. But if you're brutally honest with yourself, and we're not always brutally honest, many of those decorations just fill up space. So if you truly want to declutter this year and let go of the excess holiday decorations, and to make room for what truly matters to you, here are a few quick tips to discern what to keep and what to let go of that I've learned along the way. The first one is to ask 2 questions to help shift your mindset from quantity to quality. So ask yourself, is this item just taking up space, or does it tell a meaningful story that I want to continue to tell? Another step would be to set boundaries for how much you want to keep. So is it 1 shelf with 2 bins, 2 shelves with 3 bins? Make sure that you have boundaries set around how much space you want to allow. And then take photos of those things that you're letting go of. You might want to create a Christmas or a holiday memory album and bring that out each year, and that helps you to remember those things that you've given away. Another one is to redefine how you celebrate your holidays this year. So as our lives change, so do the way that we celebrate. If you think about it, many of our kids have kids of their own. They have families and in-laws and so forth. So the house may not be filled the way that it once was. So remember, the decorating doesn't create the holiday spirit and the memories. The people do, and those meaningful moments that you have with them. So remember, honoring the past doesn't mean being buried in it. And then there's the legacy lens. So decluttering isn't just about letting go of things, it's about clarifying what you want to leave behind. So every item that you choose to keep tells a story about your life, your values, and what mattered most to you. So because legacy has been on my mind a lot lately, I frequently talk about it in my videos and also in my blogs. So here are a few things that I recommend you keep. I call them legacy worthy. The first one is personal letters, journals, or any of your writings. So these capture your voice, your lessons, your sense of humor, and your perspective. So these are the things that your loved ones will cherish. For me, it was our mom's letters. She wrote these beautiful 12-page handwritten letters. And the second thing is symbols of your life's passion or your life's work. So those could be books, artwork, any creations that you've made that represent your purpose and your contribution. Not the volume of what you've done, but the essence of why you did it. So for me, I'll have my books to pass on, a lot of these videos and blogs and so forth, and that means a lot. That's what I want to pass on. And then the memories that you want to pass on. So make sure that you digitize and organize legacy boxes, memory binders with written notes about why each thing matters to you. This turns objects into lessons and stories that will live long after you do. So those stories of joy and gratitude, when the right items are kept, they bring joy to those that you leave behind. So an example of that would be a friend of mine kept her mom's recipes and then she created a family cookbook. So remember, memories live in our hearts, not in boxes in the basement. So this is really about decluttering. It's a journey. It's not just checklists, although checklists do help sometimes. It's about keeping what matters and releasing the rest. Less isn't deprivation, it's actually about freedom and liberation. So I invite you to start on your journey, curating your own home today, and honor your story. Intentionally choose what to keep. The journey is yours alone. So I hope that this brings you freedom, peace, and also happiness. And if you want to learn more about decluttering your home, what to keep and not keep, you've probably heard of Margareta Magnusson's book. It's The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. It tells you all about family house cleanouts and so forth. And then a second book that I've read like 2 or 3 times is Downsizing Your Family Home, What to Save and What to Let Go Of by Mark Jameson. So I hope that this helps. Both of those links, by the way, are in the link below, and also my new book. All right, take care. I hope this helps.